All right, this is our top 20 video game show. We do it every week with contributions from the Discord, picking the songs, picking the themes. I picked this one. This is from Super Mario 3D World, Snowball Park, composed by Asuka Hayazaki. I had to go on Video Game Music DB to find that out. I'll tell you the problem with Video Game Music DB. The interesting thing about IMDb, Internet Movie Database, is that you look up who's in a movie, and then you go, oh, this guy directed that? But then you click on their name and you see what else they directed. Video Game Music DB does not do that. It is probably the only place to really get that has a centralized database of who composed the songs. This is the only song on the soundtrack this woman, I think, sounds like a woman's name, composed. Because there's other composers on the soundtrack. It's Koji Kondo, Toru Minegishi. You know, like heavy hitters. And this was it for her. So, and yet Video Game Music DB, it's not like the greatest database, but it is a place where you can find the info. So, yeah, you have to look at the numbers, which track, which side. Yeah, so this one was like CD2, track 7. To me, this sounds like a Koji Kondo track. She was probably working in that vein. Yeah, so it looks like Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, Yoshi Touch and Go. So she was doing a lot of the kind of side properties. Well, Zelda's not a side property, but 4 Swords was. New Super Mario Brothers. Twilight Princess. She probably did a few tracks on that one. Wii Fit Plus, Ring Fit, Pikmin. She did Piranha Plant's Lullaby Piano. Oh, so she must have like performed that on that, because I'm sure that must have been Koji Kondo back in 1996. Oh no, they have the song credits here. What is this site? NintendoFandom.com. Ooh, I like it. Other than all the terrible ads. So, okay, so she just did a couple tracks on 4 Swords Adventures. Will I get proved wrong here? Oh no, she did 2 more. She did Pom Pom Fight and Last Bowser Battle, which maybe were not on the VGM. Maybe they weren't on that album. That's also the thing, is like VGMDB doesn't let you just look up all the tracks for a game. It lets you look up soundtracks. So here's a soundtrack release of Mario 3D World, and whatever songs are on that release, that's what we're going to be talking about. So anyways, this is awesome. I wonder if this .fandom is good for music on all the other ones, all the other games. Nintendogs theme, live version, keyboard. All right, well, we've been digressing, but isn't that the point of getting on the internet and talking about things? To digress. I digress. Our first selection, chosen by Discord, Kris. This is his pick from Unrailed. This is The Nutcracker, composed by Felix, Barbarino, and Mathilde Hoffmann. Kris loves those North American, I'm assuming, non-Japanese composers. Here we go. Ooh. Oh. I wanna build a city to this. They're actually from Germany. Wow. Ooh. Oh, that sounds so... That use of the acoustic guitar there is so crispy, so friggin' nice. It's just so tight. It's like, people love to put reverb on everything, but this is a time when having it really, really dry. That actually might not be an acoustic. That might be like a tighter stringed instrument. Oh yeah, the classic movie scene, shopping before the journey home from the city job. Absolutely, it's like such a great introduction because it's just like all these little just it like feels like lights, it feels like action, it feels like bustling. It's so hopeful, it's so energetic. It has such like a propulsive energy. It sounds like it's really building towards something. And I mean, this is a game where you build these tracks. This looks like an amazing game. With your friends, you build a train track across endless procedurally generated worlds. Master random encounters with inhabitants, upgrade your train, keep it from derailing. That's so cool. So I guess you're like ahead of the train, building it as the train goes, getting around obstacles and stuff. Looks like the other games these people have worked on are Deep Space Gardening. So it seems to be their jam. Music that is about building and builders, yeah. Beautiful. This really, really feels like SimCity 2013. So I must find out when this game was released, because who influenced whom? Derailed game release 2019. So very well on the timeline of being able to be influenced by SimCity 2013. It's definitely doing its own thing. It has a bit more like magic and wonder and a bit more energy, a bit more up-tempo, but definitely in that vein. Yeah, it's very sparkly, a bit minimalistic. Everything is really short notes. Oh, you mean the game is like that? Less is more. Okay, I see. Even the music is like, there's a lot going on, but everything is really, really short notes, which makes it feel like little pieces. You're putting things together. All right, now we have another monster track here. Lots of staccato. Great word. Shenmue, or Shenmue. I don't like when people say Shenmue. If you want to, if you're going to do it the English way, Shenmue, like, I can't think of a good example. Or if you want to go the Japanese way, you have to put the emphasis on the first syllable. Shenmue, not Shenmue. Anyways, Christmas on Dobuita Street. What a fucking amazingly glorious track. We've had two bangers to start off with. Let's chill with this one. Composed by Ryuji Iuchi and chosen by Claudio. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ooh. track was we did this playthrough 5 years ago. 5 years ago, 2018. Before COVID, before I had a baby. I still have that shirt. That shirt has moved from constant wearing shirt to dirty, broken work shirt. Wow, what a glorious track. You know, it really reminds me of Final Fantasy X. Maybe, what's that one that's like... It's a Masashi Hamazu track. I think it plays when you're in that like sparkly water place where there's like a magical pathway you're walking up, and it probably culminates with Tidus and Yuna kissing in the water, maybe? Yeah. Beautiful track. Let's try to find it. Yamazu. Wandering Flame, I think? Let's see. Wandering Flame. Yeah, that same sort of like drawn out. Those like static chords that... That's the beautiful thing about like playing a synth is you can create an infinite note. You know, whereas like a guitar was, you know, you pluck it and the string will stop resonating. I mean, you can use an EBow. Or you can use Radiohead's guitarist Ed O'Brien's infinite sustainer pickup on his Stratocaster. I guess violins can keep going, but there's always that like... Yeah, really reminds me of that. This one's a little less... I mean, the Wandering Flame is deep and powerful, and it is like, wow, your life is about to change, and it's inevitable. There's a lot of weight. This one has like a little more sparkly hopefulness. The piano doing a solo the solo is very like whatever, but it's just noodling, you know. There's not as much of a finality to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful track. Lake Makalania Temple? Yeah, let's compare. Hey, players, other player, Lake Makalania. Lake Makalania song, theme. Final Fantasy soundtrack fantasy. Oh, Lake Makalania. That, I don't know why that... Just seeing the word temple makes me think of Zelda. Well, you must mean Zelda, but Makalania is not like a very Zelda-y name. Beep, beep, bop, bop, boop, boop, bop, bop. Yeah. Probably another Masashi Hamazu track, I'd bet. Let's go to our favorite website, Video Game Music DB. And we'll go Final Fantasy X. No, not 16. Oh, I wrote 16. I think it auto-filled 16. Final Fantasy 10. Biatch. Yeah, this is a little colder for sure. The coldness of the temple. I guess it's that like whooshiness and less bass. The bass is not like a note you can feel or hear. Alright. Makalania Woods. What's that one? Disc 3, track 3, disc 3. Track 3, yeah, Hamazu. I mean, I don't know why I'm even looking it up, maybe just because it's fun to look things up, but you can tell immediately it's Hamazu. It has to be Hamazu. He's the master of epic sounding ambience. Ambience that goes somewhere. Whereas Junya Nakano stuff was all like very, I think, like that more like electronica side of things, like colder, more alien sounding. Like the Abed tracks and maybe more of like the city tracks from those places. Okay, cool beans. The beans are cool. They're on the stove. They're ready to be eaten. But I wanted warm beans. Next up from Streets of Rage 4. This is the main theme composed by Yuzo Koshiro, chosen by Rudi. Oh. Hit me with the beat. It might not hit me with the beat. Oh! Sounds like little spiders playing the violin. Oh, man. Gonna take it down to the streets. Gonna get all dirty with ya. Gonna get real rough now. Gonna sell you some drugs. Gonna steal an apple from a local grocer. Oh yeah, baby. It's Christmas time. Ooh. Yeah. I've been cycling through this video. I'm not seeing a lot of fighting in the streets. This is a mall. This is a office building. This is a dock. This is also an interior location. Oh, there we go. Those are some streets. I see road lines. Chop, chop, chop. Beautiful animation, actually. Ugh. I mean, what can you fucking say about the Streets of Rage? Unbelievable. So much swag. It's you know why? The drums are playing behind the beat. They're not. It's all about like, are you right on the metronome? Are you playing a little bit behind the beat? And that's how people used to always play. Music was always a little bit behind. It gave it a strength. It gave it a swagger. Usually, with especially programmed music, everything is right on the beat, right on the grid, locked in. But this composer has actually put in that human element and shifting that kick drum back a bit. Boom, boom, boom. This song is so confident and creates such a wonderful world and such a great groove. And the playing on like, this is all synthesized stuff, but it sounds like a person is playing everything. Like the beat, like I just said, sounds like a person. The that little kind of, even though that's repeated, has a lot of care in how the dynamic of that String, the way it's built up, the way it tapers off. You can hear on the end of all the notes and the phrases and the solos. It's like a person getting in there and programming it. You know, my vocal teacher told me the difference between usually amateurs and professionals is how they finish off their notes. You know, when they sing, they don't just, usually an amateur will just kind of sing, I'm singing, and then they're done. Whereas like a pro, they relish the end of it, you know, like, I'm gonna fuck you in the streets. Something like that. You know, like, that just makes me think of James Hetfield. Yeah! Because he's a professional. All right. Next up, not as sexy as the last track. Well, it could be. Actually, I don't remember it. But it is from Pokemon. Pokemon X and Y. That's kind of sexy. X, men and women. Released on the 3DS. This is Snowbelle City, composed by Shota Kageyama. Chosen by Claudio. What the fuck? Uh-oh, this is not right. Oh, wrong. So, this one is not from Pokemon. That's going to be the next track. I do this often sometimes when I write down what time the track starts, and then my eyes go, oh, that one we've already done, so I go to the next one. So, this one is from World of Warcraft. This is Winter Veil, composed by Shelly and Edo Guidotti, chosen by Kris. Shame to myself. Sounds like All Is Quiet the Night Before Christmas, but maybe I thought something sinister was approaching, but no, the power of good is overcoming. We thought, you know, we lost a reindeer there in the fog, but Rudolph has saved the day. It does have a rural feel, yeah, like straw roofs. Campfires on the inside, glowing windows, contrasted against the cold, white snow outside. It's a beautiful track. It really like unfolds itself with that really with the sort of slow arpeggio, boom, 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 and then this big build of the strings and the flute, maybe. Of course, you have to have Some triangle and some like sparkly sounds. Some twinkles. Beautiful track. A nice palate cleanser. Taking a step back from the jovial side of the season to recognize a more reverential and holy origin, says Chris. Very good. All right, next up, let's get to that sure to be not sexy, hopefully, Pokemon X and Y, Snowbelle City, composed by Shota, Kageyama, and chosen by Claudio. Right, these go well together. Oh, that trumpet is so farty and fun. Oh, castanets. I feel like the 3DS had a good castanet sample, and they like to use it a lot. That's marching snare drum sounds great. Really twinkly again, working well with the piano. There's something about a snowy place where snow levels always do seem elegant. I think it's because there's not a lot of life you see moving. Everything is sort of there. It's very, it's frozen. It's the snow is there. It's settled. The trees are covered. The mountains are covered. You don't see a lot of bustling around. You think of like a snowy landscape. So maybe they feel like it needs to be elegant to respect that everything is in its proper place. This is very Christmassy. That's a really sort of I love this opening melody, but that part there, this is very like the turnaround they use. Just so like stays on that note, plays that riff around it. Creates a lot of, there's something like unexpected about it. It's like something uncertain. Pristine! Great word for it. That's a great little melody there. There it is. Give you a little look at Snowbelle City. Next up from the great Chrono Cross soundtrack, this is Magical Dreamers, composed by the great Yasunori Mitsuda, chosen by the great Rudi. Oh. Always has that cool, exotic percussion. You know, I'd say like the effect they have on that guitar is Christmassy to me. I think it has like a harmony on it, and like maybe a chorus or something. It's got a weird wintry, snowy feel to it. And then the kind of the ruralness of the percussion, and that being like an accordion or like a bagpipe kind of thing. This really sounds like something that was written originally for like a Super Nintendo type sound font, but then played on these more mature PlayStation instruments. Yeah, there's that Chrono Cross bass. Well, they're not PlayStation instruments. It's more like it's just a real guitar that you have the ability to record now and put on a CD. What a cool bass line. Beautiful. Doesn't that sounds like, is that harkening back to another Chrono melody? You know, the nice thing, what the fuck? The nice construction about that melody of being like bum bum ba da da bum 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 ba ba da. It's kind of like, here we're gonna try to go up, then we're gonna do the same but then go down. Then it's gonna set it up so you can go so high. The hero's journey, baby. That bass line is just so cool. Maybe it's because that guitar actually is like a MIDI guitar, but a really good sounding one. Like it sounds like someone in the Zelda band is playing it. What a track! What a soundtrack! What a composer! Next up, from Nino Kuni, Crossworlds, composed by Joe Hisaishi and chosen by Chris. This is Glittering Grotto. Yeah, it's an interesting track. It's like very soft, but it's like there's an epicness to it, with strings and timpani, but everything is played very, very gently. I find a lot of the anime games tend to have this. Like there, like that. Which is supposed to be this big launch into like they don't want to hit you too hard with it. It's very restrained. Really beautiful. A couple unexpected notes in there to keep it interesting. Really nice use of all the different instruments finishing off each other's sort of melody lines. Hey, we got another Pokemon track. This time from Sword and Shield. Circhester Winter Theme? Circhester, maybe? Composed by Go Ichinose and Minako Adachi. Chosen by Chris. Definitely has that like frozen in time feel. It's funny, like when you have that kind of, you have like a frozen, really glassy bell like synth. Bing bum 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 bum. They're just like outlining a chord with another sustained note. It just feels like you're looking at a frozen cave with sparkly notes. But then when you bring in, you know, a really nice acoustic guitar with like a friendly, inviting but not aggressive melody to it, the way it kind of descends a little. It's like, yeah, you're in a frozen crystal cave, but there's a bunch of nice people who live here. And they're going to give you ice cream. And all's well in the world. All right, next up from Secret of Mana. The acoustic is oddly summery there. Yeah. Well, very Mediterranean. The way it kind of does that, like, very like Italian, Greek sounding. From The Secret of Mana, the Super Nintendo game, released in 1993, but Claudio has helpfully put, this is the restored version of the track, so it's going to sound great. What the Forest Taught Me, composed by Hiroki Kikuta and chosen by Claudio. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. That is so nice. It's so, like, it's just so innocent and, you know, it's, to me it sounds like little rabbits popping up in the forest. Little, like, friendly forest creatures. Boop, 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 boop. You know, the owls. All the vegetarian animals are showing up. Not the cougars and the grizzly bears. Their little cartoony eyes. With their big vegetarian eyes of like, huh, is that a predator? And their big ears. That's the funny thing that makes them look so cute, is that I have this so I can see the murderer trying to eat me constantly. It's just like a really kind of pitter-patter, like a little puppy prancing around. So beautiful, so simple. But it's like, even in the way, that doesn't even have like a percussive instrument, but the rhythm of that, it's like how long the note is before it stops even. There's a big power in that. It creates its own rhythm and groove. Beautiful! The Nemesis Owl gets whacked! There's like kind of a North American flavor to Secret of Mana. How cool is this game? Friggin' multiplayer real-time combat in an RPG world. It's like Gauntlet, but 4 million times better. Alrighty. Chrono Trigger coming up next from Squaresoft. Oh, now that name meant quality. One of the first good implemented multiplayer RPGs. I guess other than MMORPGs, what are the other ones that are good? This might be one of the only ones. Which one? Which was a Secret of Mana or Secret Evermore that had that ferocious box cover art with like the big red and black? It's like a mouth coming together. It looked like a Venus flytrap. Might be Secret of Evermore. Yeah. Oh, it's funny how I conflated this picture with this one. When that's the actual creature. What a terrifying. Look at this little guy. I'm just a little boy and a dog or a pig or something. Look at this. Why does it have a clitoris or like a anal gland? 24 megs of action adventure. That must have been the North American box. Japanese cover art. Looks like the same. Or maybe it was this. Maybe it was this. No, it's Trials of Mana. That would sell a game to young you. Was it really North American exclusive? Wow. Secret of Evermore. Cartridges were so funny because they were like their own little game system too, because they had their own little hardware on them. Cool. All right. Next up from Chrono Trigger, this is Guardia Millennial Fair, composed by Yasunori Mitsuda, chosen by Rudi. Listen to the bass playing in this motherfucker. This is so goddamn inspired. I mean, again, it starts with that bass line where the bass line is so good that you can put anything over it. And then Mitsuda, of course, puts on... It's the groove just creates so much energy where it's like... It's just enough of a variation, but it's still... It's just 2 bars of a, it uses the waltz time to give it a festive dancing kind of feel. But the melodies are they just fit so well in that little groove that he's able to improvise a lot and like have some nice flourishes and let these parts kind of extend out, but it just fits so perfectly within there. Oh, and then this gorgeously, achingly beautiful bridge, breakdown. Like, you're having such a fun time at the fair, but you're also thinking about all the years you've come here as a kid and being nostalgic about your own little youth, and it's just so gorgeous. Just a purely joyful, celebratory track. Amazing. Kind of has like a bit of a Zelda feel too. I feel like Wind Waker took a lot of inspiration from this track. All right, from Celeste. There's a soundtrack with a lot of twinkly, sparkly, icy reverence. Composed by Lena Raine, chosen by Chris. This is First Steps. I love this this style of music. I don't know what you'd call it, like chiptune-y, but it has that 80s retro, that feel of like the synths where there's a bit of like degradation in the sound or in the pitch, a bit of a warble to it. It's sort of like taking Disaster Piece's sound but making it a lot more poppy and a lot more hopeful, and just kind of synthesizing something, a small little pop song out of that. I like how they make you wait like 4 bars for that snare. Snare! Well, hand clap. This is really beautiful. Probably, God, this is like definitely one of the best tracks on the soundtrack, eh? Whew. I just love all of the production choices. I like that the piano is fairly, like a fairly natural sounding piano, but like all the production and all the strings, the drums, like that sort of like 808 kind of hi-hat. The way it's like really crunched down, lo-fi, analog, and it gives it a really, it's just a really nice pitter-patter kind of constant part of that percussion. I love those, that lead sound, both of them. Oh, what a beautiful track. This will be the last track, I believe. I'll double check. But this is from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, added in the last DLC of 2023, Rosalina Ice World, composed by Atsuko Asahi and Ryo Nagamatsu. Oh! Yeah. Oh, for sure. This is just like... It does have a Sonic feel. You know, when I think of Mario tracks, they're more like... This one's just like really pulsating, more like dance, kind of like worldly techno. The bells, like those synth bells, harkening back to Sonic and Sonic 2 soundtracks. Really good use of that synth bass. Yeah, it's got a warmth to it and a pulse. And a coldness in the snare, too. But a beautiful snare. Cold, but not noxious, like a soft cold. What an amazing track. It just, you know, it really knows what it's doing. It has a lot of confidence in it. Sticks to the theme. It just slowly is progressing. Like, perfect for a racetrack of 3 laps. And I like that you know, that pulsating synth bass really just sounds like an engine, you know? Especially like in a Mario Kart game where you're constantly like speeding up and slowing down, getting stopped. Beautiful. Well, that's it for this week's show. Thanks very much to Chris, Claudio, Rudi for submitting your tracks. If you want to be a part of this, there will be a linked Discord in the description. And if there isn't one, comment. And I'll personally comment you a link. Isn't that nice of me? So thanks everybody for making this happen. Happy holidays for you. Happy Christmas to you. Next time will be the best of 2023. That'll be fun. You know, it's a lot easier to listen to the soundtracks of all the games that have come out this year than to play all of them. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it should be January 3rd. We can talk about it in the chat. If, you know, there's not a lot of, we can keep this loose. Whatever works for you guys, you know? Swing the choice? Yeah. You know, the best of 2023. All right.